We are moving on the stream right now. We are joining in with our good buddy, travel editor Peter Greenberg. Thank you, Mr. Greenberg, for having you coming in today to join us. Where are you coming into us from?
I'm here from the Virgin Hotel here in Las Vegas. You can see behind me, they don't kid around 24 hours.
Yeah, and you're a bi-coastal guy, so you're L.A., New York. This is one of the very few times we've got you stateside. So, all right, so we are under 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving. The holiday season basically here. But are the airlines ready? Delta and American Airlines are expecting record numbers of travelers. Southwest Airlines says they made proper updates to avoid another holiday meltdown. I mean, it was catastrophic last year. Do you believe, not that they've learned their lessons, but that they have the procedures, the protocols, the technology in place so it doesn't turn into planes, trains, and automobiles this year?
Well, remember, that's why they made that movie for the Thanksgiving holiday. Mm-hmm. Bottom line is they have the technology in place. They have the protocols in place. They've learned their lessons, but have they applied them? We'll have to wait and see, because it gets back down to basic scheduling. You know, if you're scheduling flights with a 33-minute connect time, that's not helping anybody. That's creating the problem. If you're scheduling 40 planes to take off at 8 o'clock in the morning, but the runways can only handle 23, you have a problem. And that's not even counting weather. So assuming there's no bad weather, and assuming people are smart and stagger their departures for Thanksgiving, and they're not all leaving on the Wednesday the day before, which is why they made that movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you have a chance. Americans are getting smarter. We're actually leaving on the Friday before Thanksgiving or on the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And COVID allowed us to do that because we were already living in other places to begin with. It allowed people to do a lot of remote work, so there's no reason to not do that again. And again, you want to be able to stagger your returns. You don't want to come back on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. Here's what I do. You know, when I travel for Thanksgiving, I take the very first flight out of the morning of Thanksgiving at 6 a.m. I get to where I need to go in time to carve the turkey and have all my relatives push all the emotional buttons. And then Friday morning, after the Thanksgiving dysfunctional family get-together is over, I get on a plane and I leave to get back in time to watch as much bad football as they want while everybody's stuck at a mall on Black Friday.
That sounds absolutely
that's
delightful.
How you do it.
That sounds like the plan. First one out, always, and I agree with that one. President Joe Biden and the federal government injected some big money into rail, $16 billion upgrading trains, tech, rail on the Northeast corridor. That corridor, the busiest in the country. Does this somehow cue some bigger, some larger return to rail, or just an acknowledgement of how significant it is? Like I see you're having the L and Metro, so on and so forth.
Well, here's the deal. Rail ridership is at an all-time high. People love trains. I love trains. The problem with the rail system in this country is that Amtrak has a terrible on-time performance. Only 28% of its trains are ever on time. And in fact, last year, trains were delayed a total of 11 weeks, if you wanted to do it in terms of minutes. But the bottom line is the Amtrak problem is that they don't own the tracks. The tracks, with very few exceptions, some of that being the Northeast Corridor, are owned by the freight lines. And they have no interest in high-speed rail, and the condition of those tracks is not great. The fastest we ever get on high-speed rail on a Acela is at about 120 miles an hour for a distance of about 26 miles. If they went longer than that, they derail. So this money that's being spent in the Northeast Corridor is badly needed for infrastructure maintenance, not to mention improvement. And it won't make the trains go faster, but it may help to make them a little safer.
Okay, briefly, real quickly, if I am booking for Christmas or New Year's, have I missed the boat already if I'm going to fly, or is there one of those magical dates to book for those dates?
Well, I'll give you a magical week. You want to be contrarian here. The best time to fly for Thanksgiving is the week after Thanksgiving. It's called the dead week in the travel industry. And the same thing applies after Christmas, it's the dead week that first week in January. The dead week after Thanksgiving is the week that people are recovering from that dysfunctional family get-together. And the week after Christmas is the dead week because people are just recovering from New Year's. You're going to see airfares drop precipitously between 40 and 60% during those 2 weeks, and the same thing for hotels.
Okay.
So if you could avoid carving the turkey for a week, it's okay. You're going to be much better off.
Okay. Peter Greenberg, CBS travel editor, friend of the stream. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We will see you soon, my friend.